series on Twitch, starting up a Darkest Dungeon playthrough. Darkest Dungeon is like a side-scrolling adventure game where you build characters and you try to survive. You get into like turn-based fighting. It has an awesome aesthetic. The characters are really cool and interesting. The animation is gorgeous. But before we get too far into this, and I do have some DLC down here for any of you that have played it before. But what we're going to do first is we're going to watch the intro cinematic so that everyone can see what I saw when I launched the game. So let's do that real quick. Enjoy.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled.
Oh. Well, that was a bad time to click, huh? Didn't mean to do that. There's no way to really skip it, but basically what he's saying is he came here with a big group of people. He did some terrible things, and now more people are coming to try to finish what he started. Seal up these dungeons, basically. So let us jump right in, shall we? So you can see I have played before, but we're just gonna start afresh. Get rid of these suckers. We're gonna start new, and some cool stuff is gonna happen. I can assure you of this. I don't know. Let me know if the sound is off. I'll fix it. All right. We will be playing with the Flagellant Districts. I think for now it would be wise to not do Crimson Court. I've been told that Crimson Court is better played by experienced players. For now we're going to leave that one off. Radiant campaigns. While still challenging or just to be faster and more forgiving for your first experience. Darkest. Normal campaigns are the original settings for the game. While there is no time limit to win, the campaign will be longer and more challenging. Stygian are not for the faint of heart. Expect no quarter, no forgiveness. You must conquer the evil within a time and hero death limit. Also, mini gameplay settings are locked. I think Radiant, even though it's like technically easy mode, I think the fact that it's faster is good for a first playthrough, at least on the channel. And because I am an idiot, as I've shown in other games I've played, I think it is wise that we do a Radiant run first. We can get a feel and we can learn. So we're naming our estate here, I believe. So we will name this... I think if we just put that, it automatically puts like manor or something at the end, or estate. What is this? Oh, enable DLC. No, we want DLC for sure. Do we hit enter maybe? Oh, okay, we just click it. Alright, here we go. More cinematics. I will not skip this time. This is usually what people see first, so we'll let it play.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places.
This is not
There is a
Apex,
sickness
right?
in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Redemption. We will find it. Also, I should mention the narrator is God tier. If only I had that kind of voice. We need to be champions? Yeah, I know. I know you need my help in Apex. That's okay. We all can admit our failures. I'll play soon enough, but I gotta get my stream in, my man. Alrighty. So to move forth, click on another room on the map. This will take you to the connecting hallway. Okay. Let us begin. Can I use WASD here? Yeah, I can. Select the destination? Yes.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path.
While in hallway,
The
press...
hamlet is
Yeah,
just
okay.
ahead.
That to move back. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead. Okay, we're not going to use click to move. We're going to use WASD, which really you only really need D and A, I guess, but it's just a thing. So you can see, like, it's got like a very unique aesthetic. Very interesting aesthetic. So we got our first combat here.
Brutal fashion that all may hear of
Turn-based, like I said earlier. We have skills and things below our characters. So let's see. We have skills here. It is a melee attack. It'll tell you immediately what it is. These little bars, the little like circles you see under, tell us where they can be when they use them and where the enemy should be. But for now, we're just going to use attacks, and we'll learn all that as we go more and more. He's faster than our knight here. You can also see the little yellow bar there, means they haven't gone yet, so they still need to go. He has a little bit of stun resist. Well, how much damage are you going to do? 6 to 12. We're guaranteed kill if we hit.
Formation is broken. Maintain
You can
defensive.
technically lose people in this, what is a tutorial level, but... So we get items for winning. These guys just had some gold. Standard. We have our torch up here. The lower this gets, the better loot gets, but also the harder it becomes to keep sanity. While exploring, you'll find interactables. So, all these interactables have like certain items that you can use to make good or likely better outcomes, but we don't have anything. This is a tutorial, so we're just going to go for it. There was good things in there, so that's good.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
And our torch went down a tier, so this is actually going to be a slightly harder combat. And we got surprised, which is
The
not
rightful
good.
owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
We can still use some of our things here. We probably should tracking shot this guy. But I don't know that... I don't think it'll actually help a whole lot. We don't have any stealth things happening. So we're just going to hit this guy. Try to get some bleed maybe. That's big. So this is an attack that would normally hit 2 units, but this guy's so big he takes up 2 spots. We could try to stun him. His stun resistance is pretty high, but we're gonna try anyway. He resisted. Be nice if that moved us back. Okay, it hurt us a lot, but it's really nice that that moved us back. Grape Shot can hit both. So I think we're interested in doing that. It also debuffs them. But now we are debuffed. We can't hit the guy in the back with our Crusader here, unfortunately. But we can hit this guy pretty hard. He's bleeding as well, so every time he moves, he's gonna take damage. He did bleed us as well, though. These are getting a little scary for our highwaymen back here. You can rename units, so this guy's dead when he moves next, so that's good. We bled him more, but it's irrelevant. You can't... Attacking is fairly useless for you, so we're just gonna, like, move our torch up without having to use a torch, and we're gonna buff ourselves. And we've marked ourselves. Oh, well, he didn't care. He still attacked him. But because he's where he doesn't like to be lineup-wise, he doesn't have good attacks.
Continue the onslaught.
And that right there was like, we lost some stress. There's stress below here. If you let stress get too high, then bad things will happen to you. Oh, it is. Why did it do that? Let's see if... No. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully that fixed the screen size issue. So we got some loot here from this guy. A lot of this stuff isn't actually useful, it's just worth a certain amount of money. I believe it has this gold outline. It doesn't actually do anything, but it'll give you money if you can keep it till the end of the mission. And obviously this tutorial mission, they're not going to make things hard on you. Whenever the Raven pops up, it basically means you've done what you need to do. You can get out and it will be a success. We will continue adventuring for a second because there is a chest here. It's trapped. The blight is irrelevant, but for future reference, you can find yourself in a bad place if you just like, because like normally this, whenever we start moving again, this guy's gonna bleed, this guy's gonna be blighted. But it's okay for us because we've completed the quest. We're able to take that risk. And they don't carry over damage like that. All they carry over is stress. After you finish a mission, you have a chance to get traits, and he unfortunately got a negative trait. So we'll get more stress against Unholy and less accuracy. He got a good and bad one. Lost max HP, but his crit rate goes up if he's below 50%. So nothing crazy there, pretty standard. Now we go back to like our hub where we can make our choices.
Such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are bound to them.
Indeed. So this is just kind of a recap of what our people have done and what we've gotten. These are our two starters. They're going to get names at some point, but for now, they're just going to keep their default names until we find applicable names. So it has all of these goals for you. It's basically just telling you beat every boss, more or less. And then there's some other things down here, like basically max level each type of character. None of that's too crazy. So, okay. Press and hold H to see contextual help. Oh, that seems new. I don't remember that being an option before. Okay, that's good to know. So we have all of our little buildings here. We have access to our roster at all times over here as well. We can sort them by how stressed they are, what level they are, all that kind of stuff. These are our buildings where between missions we upgrade people. We look at fallen heroes here, which is sad. Nobody here yet.
End up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Agreed, dude. 100%. Got the sanitarium. Okay, so we haven't unlocked most of this yet. Let's go to the wagon. So this we can buy stuff from.
Gathered from
We have
all the
like no
forgotten
money because we
corners
just
of the
started,
earth.
but the game's telling us we can spend some of our resources that we get from adventuring to unlock upgrades for these areas. We aren't too concerned with upgrading the Nomad wagon this early, I don't think.
In time, you will know the tragic
So
extent
this,
of my failings.
you can use this as like a way to replay cinematics and to like see your progress in certain areas. Nothing too crazy there. So this is where things get pretty interesting. This is where we get new people.
Fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So yeah, we cleared a path to the hamlet. So now people are able to come to us, and that's how we recruit them. I don't know if it defaults us to getting these two characters immediately, but these types of characters have their own skill sets as well. We're going to recruit both of you.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Okay. So now we can make it to where more people will show up each day, and then like better quality people, if I remember right. Increases the number of available heroes to 3. Increases the size of our roster. Okay, so right now we can have 9 people. We won't upgrade that immediately because we're still missing 5. If we do this, we'd very quickly fill up. We'd get 3 heroes the very next day. And it advances each time you go out on a mission. I mean, honestly, I think it's smart to hold off on some of this for now, but we can go ahead and get more recruits pretty quickly if we do that. So basically, we have no more exclamations. We haven't unlocked most... Oh, okay. Oh, they even told us that. You can't really do much more. Embark on a quest. Okay. They've kind of streamlined the early game a bit, which is nice. Okay, so now...
Madness
Oh.
and morbidity. Your work begins.
Indeed, dear narrator. So this is where we select a quest. It has details on them and everything. Let's see. So, that first mission we had 2 people. That's just tutorial stuff. You can have 4 people on missions, right? And the funny thing is, like, how you line up the 4 people, and like the 4 particular people, they have like a default name for that crew, for that lineup, which is pretty cool. It offers no bonus, but it's kind of cool to know that that exists. So if we click on our people here, it tells us where they like to be. This guy likes to be in the front or in the second front position, and he prefers to hit people in the front. What about you? You prefer to be in the second or third. You super prefer to be in the third. You can do stuff. Really, it's not like a personal preference for them, but it's based on their skills, right? So every one of his skills can be used from this third spot. So basically meaning that the skills we have equipped to him right now are perfectly suited for the third slot. And he can kind of hit everyone. He doesn't have like a super specialized thing. And they all have base resistances, and you can get diseases, and there's camping. There's a lot going on. We'll figure all that out as we go. She's kind of unfortunate right now because her skill type is very spread out. Like 2 of her skills can only be used in the front 2, and 2 can only be used in the back 2, so she has like no preference right now. We'll keep her in the back though, because honestly what we're going to use most out of her is her heal and her attack from the back, and she self-heals from it as well. We can equip like trinkets and things to them. We don't really have any trinkets right now, so it's irrelevant. So we've got people in positions that we like. They all have quirks, right? So what is she? She doesn't like to go to the cove. Okay, so stress relief stuff. It's very unfortunate when you get any of these that are like, they will only do this, because it makes it hard to relieve their stress. Thick-blooded. They resist blight better. I know, Reynald. Chill out. +5 crit melees. That's pretty useless. She doesn't really melee. I mean, this is a melee. but most of what she's going to do is her range. So, pretty useless. We haven't unlocked any other areas. You can technically jump right into like the hard area, but you will be slaughtered if you do so. Okay, so we're hovering over this right now. It tells us it's a short apprentice level 1 mission. Test yourself in the mad realm of your fallen ancestor. Take note of how the creatures have taken over, but don't delve too far. So the goal here is to explore 90% of the rooms. And if we do so and get out alive, this is what we will get, plus whatever we find on the journey itself. So we'll get a trinket out of it. We'll get some building materials, which you'll see down here. This crests. We already have 16, but you can always use more of those things. And gold. So provision. This is where we decide what we take with us.
Measured now in gold, later in blood.
Okay. For your first short quest, try bringing at least 8 food and 4 torches. So it kind of tells us how to build early. You always, I think there's a way you can like build get a stack of these. I don't remember how to do that, but I like to. Okay, yeah, I like to carry a stack, even though it's a short mission. We'll sell back 2 of them. I think, how many can you carry? You can carry 8. We'll carry 6. We'll carry slightly more than what they say. There is, like, the certain areas have things you're more likely to encounter. So, like, enemies that blight you, like, certain areas are going to have more of those enemies. So if you get used to remembering these things, you can prepare really well. We'll take 1 bandage, because I believe where we're going, there's a higher chance of enemies to bleed you. We will take 1 key if we find a locked chest. We will take a shovel in case we run into something that's blocking our path. The rest of this is not necessary, but it's just helpful. We're early. They're probably not going to throw anything too crazy at us immediately, but I could be wrong. Your first expedition to the ruins of your ancestry. Be curious, be careful. Okay, we're back in it. Where's our map here? Okay, we want to go to this room. Keep in mind our torch up here. I believe if we just press T, we'll use a torch. I don't like to play the low light game because it makes combat difficult. Let's see here. We just get a torch out of those. Those are pretty much like always interact with them because they always are good. Okay, we lost a light level, so we could get surprised, but in fact we got lucky and still surprised them down a light level. That's fine. Okay, so now we have all 4 people working in harmony now. That's unfortunate. That's another thing that you need to pay attention to, is there is accuracy and there is dodge related things as well. So this has a chance to shuffle, which isn't useful against these guys. Let's see. It would clear corpses, but that's not a big deal. We'll see more about that later. We're gonna try to get off a stun here. And then we're gonna try to. We want to kill these guys as quickly as we can. Okay. So corpses. When most monsters dies, they leave corpses. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go away on their own. You can attack them to destroy them, but often a better approach is to use range skills, push and pulls, and even corpse clearing specials that some heroes have. Monsters killed with bleed, blight, or crits leave no corpses. So really the annoying part is if you want a unit, like say back here, you want them to come up, but you killed something up here, so there's a corpse. It's going to make it hard to hit that enemy with certain heroes.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Nothing scary there. This is unlocked. I believe it's just okay to kind of go for this one. We actually got really good stuff out of that, all things considered. A boon at last. So there's no point in moving around inside the ending of the room. It won't do anything. You've got to tell it where to go. We're going to use a torch. Yes, it is just T. So this right here is why we have shovels.
Stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Yes, if we don't have a shovel here, we have to clear it by hand, and it causes a great deal of stress to all of our people. So we're going to use our shovel. And you can actually, you can't see it now, but there's a chance that we kind of get a hint as to what's going to be in the hallway. Okay. So, this grenade, if there had been 4 of them, could have possibly poisoned 2 units. But I like the idea of a... Okay. Doesn't matter what I like the idea of, I guess. Grape shot isn't incredibly accurate. But it would be, yeah, it's nice to get that AoE on these low health people. So the reason this person is so scary is because they apply stress. Stress carries over. Losing health does not. We're gonna heal our guy here. It's not critical yet.
Be gone, fiend.
So we didn't crit him, so his corpse is gonna stay there. So some of our people will not be able to do anything about it. Let's see. We're gonna try to pistol shot her. She lives. Now she's gonna, what this is gonna try to do is pull him up, and that's gonna mess up our order, because he can't do a whole lot from up here.
Confidence surges as the enemy
I say that as he deals one of our highest damage hits so far. Whenever you crit, you also heal some of your stress, and sometimes the stress of your partners as well.
Continue the onslaught.
destroy.
So we got some building stuff, we got some gold. Now it's important to remember to rearrange your party. I don't remember how to do that. How do I make you go back from whence you came? Okay, yeah, default party order. I know there's a way you can just manually move them around. But unfortunately, I don't remember how to do that. So luckily there is a button there. I would have had to have actually looked that up. So it's very important that you're in the right places. So it's explored 90% of rooms, right? That means we can leave one of them off. Technically, it would probably be below, but we can still avoid a room. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, you can't explore all the rooms, but if you backtrack, which we would have to in this case, you take more stress, which is something you don't want. Okay, now you saw what happened there. He happens to have a trait. And what trait is that? Kleptomaniac. Okay, so he has something where sometimes he won't allow us to interact with certain things, and he just takes them for himself. Like the stuff that was in that, he just took, and we'll never see it again. So you can treat negative quirks as well, which we will probably treat that one, because that's an annoying one to have. Having our light high paid off here and surprised them. It didn't shuffle them, but it surprised them, so we're guaranteed to move before them. Geez, that is just not hitting. Okay. Pretty low damage. The debuffs are nice, though. We want the stress unit gone. Fortunately, our guy here can't make that happen. So somebody's going to get a little bit of stress. If their stress is extremely low at the end of the mission, it's mostly okay. Because they'll probably just heal it over time. But if it's like over a couple of bars, you probably want to treat it, because if it gets too high, bad things begin to happen. We'll learn more about that later. Okay, if this poisons, it didn't. Okay, she's not dead, and we'll go. That's unfortunate. And they're kind of stacking the stress onto him there.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
He's bleeding right now. Right, we have a bandage, we can stop his bleed. We'll go ahead and try to just hit them both again. That's good, because it gets a kill and it weakens him. Give him stress relief, please. Thank you. Once again, this is just like a money-related item. We have a lot of keys. We're going to be able to use one here, though, so that's good. So, okay, you can see here these have question marks under them, meaning we haven't tried that item with this particular thing. And it just makes sense. This is a locked chest, right? So it makes sense to use a key. The key unlocks a hidden compartment. So we get some stuff out of it. And now I can't interact with it again to show you, but if the next time we interact with this, it will tell us, instead of a question mark, it'll be like, oh, keys actually gave us money, so we know that'll work. And if you use it, there is sometimes random things that can happen, but usually they're very good at
mechanical hazards.
Didn't notice a trap.
possessed by evil
If you have
agents.
scouting where you can kind of see what's in the hallways, you can disarm those. I was not paying attention enough to do that
The
myself.
way is lit. The path is clear.
I was talking when I should
We
have been
require only
doing
the
my
strength
job.
to follow it.
Okay. He didn't steal it this time, so good on you there, Reynald. Do not give
As
me
the light
oh,
gains
okay.
purchase,
So random things like hunger can happen. This is why you
purpose is
carry
made
the food.
clear.
Food heals as well, so this is a good opportunity for us to heal. But if we don't have food when this happens, they're gonna take a lot of stress because they want to be able to eat. So they all healed very slightly, and we lost some food. That's fine because we've actually found food on this journey. There's a mechanic where you can camp. You can't camp on short missions though. So camping is a chance you can use even more food, and you can kind of use special skills that they may have. And it might actually be worth it for us to eat some food now. We're actually out of torches, I think. We are. That's okay. It's a good thing we brought a shovel, or we would have taken a lot of stress right there. So remember, he has a skill where he can increase our light, but it shouldn't be super relevant once we actually enter this combat. Something that's smart to do now is kind of heal our people a bit by using our food, because we know we won't need it, because the mission's going to end after this room no matter what. They can get full, where they won't eat more if they're super low health and you give them too much food. They'll be like, no, I don't want more. So you can't really exploit that, but it is still very useful. Okay, they're actually... Something bad is about to happen to him if we don't get that sorted out really fast. If this hits 100, then his resolve will be tested. If his resolve is tested, then either a good outcome or a bad outcome can happen, where he basically either goes crazy or becomes like even better because of it. We debuffed all of them. Okay, so we've increased the chances of critting them, which immediately came in handy right there. He's still yet to go. I don't think he can target our stressed out man. We need to kill you. Not a great chance to hit, and there is a chance we roll low enough that you don't die, but we killed you. So now the only way they can stress him out is if they crit him. Which, preferably, they wouldn't even target him to begin with, because I don't need that in my life right now, okay? So he can cure his own bleed, or... No, he can cure anyone. Okay. Pretty important to remember that, actually.
A devastating blow.
Honestly, he's been killing it for us. Like, even though his stress is extremely high, he's been doing some good work for us. We got a lot of stuff here. I'm just looking through it now.
Push on to the task.
Okay, so we got something that is a specific trinket where it'll only work if we have a flagellant, which we do, or a flagellant. I don't know how it's actually said. It's probably flagellant. We don't have one yet. He's actually a DLC hero.
Often attracts
Is there anything in here?
unwanted attention.
There is. I would have left that behind. What? What doesn't it say? You're supposed to say. See, I've made a fool of myself, because maybe it doesn't internalize it until after a mission. But this should be telling us, hey, you've opened a chest before with a key and good things happen. Do that again. It didn't do it, though. We have a full inventory, but it's fine. We're at the end of the mission. There's tactics where you can dump off things at the end to make room that you don't need for more monetary value. So it goes through like all of your collected things and whatnot. let's see here. So we got our stuff coming out here. That's probably not going to become relevant. Plus 10% for melee. That blight resist is not a great thing to have. Let's see, Cove Scrounger. So scouting is good. She's got a couple of stress things going on with her right now. So we've got to be careful with her.
We dug for months, years, an eternity. And we were rewarded with madness.
Okay, so this is talking about those negative things that we have, where if you don't treat them long enough, they become even worse, and they become much more expensive to treat. So you've successfully completed our first run into the ruins. We've unlocked the Tavern and Abbey, which are both stress relief locations. And you can see here, we have our stress that has carried over in its entirety, right? So we need to relieve stress.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Okay. So heroes relieve stress by taking part in activities at the Tavern and Abbey. They have different side effects. Experiments to find the best activity for each hero depending on their quirk. So if we say this person needs to do that, they're in that for that week. You cannot take them on a mission right then. Pardon me. So you can't take them on a mission if they're getting stress relief, and you don't want to anyway, because if you take an already stressed unit, they're probably going to have a resolve check, and you don't want that. So this guy, he needs treated. If we click him, and they have a specific rule where they can't go somewhere, we'll know that. The more expensive, the better it will treat them. But this guy can do anything. Wait, hold on. Before we do that, you have, yeah, you can't relieve stress in here. That's okay then. You go in here. We probably don't have to, we don't have to relieve either of their stress. They're fine. We probably don't have to relieve hers either. How much stress do you actually have? Stress 20 of 200. So you have exactly 2 bars. We're early enough that it probably isn't relevant.
Fresh kegs,
but I mean, if he had had 20 more, he would have been resolve checked.
Promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So the caretaker just randomly goes wherever he wants and kind of blocks us. These locked ones over here, we can like upgrade it and we can make it to where more people can relieve stress, and we can increase effectiveness of them as well. I mean, the bar is a very common place for our people to go, so we will upgrade that immediately.
And companionship.
She can't even go there. We're not going to spend 1,500 to remove 20 stress. We're just going to let that go. Down here we can see our stuff. You can equip trinkets now. Like if, well, how do we pull that up? Yeah, okay. So I mean, we only have 2 trinkets. This can't go to anyone we have currently. We have debuffs on Dismiss, so for now we're gonna give him that. He gets slightly slower. Like most trinkets have a negative side effect as well, right? But we'll learn more about that as we go as well. Let's see here. You don't need to do anything else. We should recruit people. We have 3 of them. We already have seen a Crusader. But we have not seen 2 of you here. We already have a Dufay. That's okay. We'll change the names later anyway.
Bandage and pillage. The dancing steps of war.
What is yours? You are an Arbalist. Okay. Now, in my previous playthroughs, Arbalist was one of the few classes I didn't use much of, but I know they are considered a good class. And I don't really know that there's any that are considered bad. But either way, we can look at their skills soon enough. We do want a Jester as well. We'll recruit the Crusader.
At the end.
We can save the roster increase for next time. We don't need 4 to show up for now.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose.
So
our warrior.
Thank you, Lors. So for now, this is good. We have plenty of people. We have someone in stress relief. And we have people that can take his place on the next mission. So that's okay. We're doing good. We still don't have a flagellant, so we can't use that trinket. But that's okay. We don't need any other stress relief. We don't have access to these. I will probably play a few more missions until we unlock kind of all the starting areas and maybe we learn a little bit more about the game. So you can see, like, it kept our people from last mission in there. Where do you guys prefer to be? You can function in the second or third slot. But what skills can you use from the second? You can use Dirk Stab anywhere, but it'll move you up one. You can use this in the front or the front middle. You may notice my voice is a little different from other streams. I have some allergies going on right now. Nothing too major. So you can use this from the back as well. We're probably going to keep you in the third slot. Oh, whoops, I actually took a skill off of you. We can add new skills and we can upgrade skills later. We haven't unlocked the right areas yet, though. But, okay, you work very well from the third slot, though. So, we're going to put you in there. Sorry, Bloshville. We'll get you in soon, though. We're not gonna do this mission probably, right? Let's do it. Well, it is a medium. That would be new. Complete 100% of room battles. This would give us a chance to show off camping, though, which might be something worth doing. These are all room battles, and we have two room battle based ones. We have 2 explore ones. We should look at the trinkets. What do we not have much of? We don't have a lot of portraits. Is any of this going to give us portraits? No. Okay, let's look at trinkets then. Death blow resist. Dodge. But we lose crit percentage. Okay. Oh, and the ring around it, not this ring itself, but the border around this tells you how rare it is. 10% stun skill chance, 20% stun resist, so you lose a lot of dodge. Situationally good. Blight skill, blight resist, so you lose bleed resist. That's a really good one, actually. That might be the one we go for. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go for this one. It's medium as well, so it'll give us a chance to show off camping, assuming we don't die. Okay, so they're gonna tell us as well. Requires firewood. Firewood is given automatically to you on those quests. Gives them a chance to recuperate. When you're wounded or stressed and wish to camp, right click on it in that. You have to be in a room as well. So we have it. It takes up a spot in our inventory, but that's fine. So I have kind of a default way that I play medium ones. You need more resources because it's going to take you longer, right? So I try to take 2 stacks of that. I'm not going to take quite 2 stacks of food. That's probably overkill. We're going to hope we can get by on that. Camping, though, when you camp, you want to have a lot of food, because the more food you have, the more stress relief and health you're going to get back. So we're still in a place where... Oh, they already gave us 1 bandage. We probably don't need 3. Especially... Oh, well, we don't have our... I think the Arbalist might have a... Okay, well, you can heal very lightly, but you can't cleanse them, essentially. So we should take them. Medicinal herbs, let's see. We can also use what I would use this most for is in situations where it's on like a environmental thing we interact with. But we'll take 2 keys. We'll take 3 shovels. It's costing us a lot of money to do this, but if we're successful, we should more than make up for that. So I've taken a lot of resources here, and our inventory is already kind of full. But hopefully we'll kind of expend the stuff that we brought smartly and replace it with things that help our people get better and get more money.
The halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Now foreign. Right-click on a hero's image at any time to bring up... Okay, so we've done that before. They're kind of introducing us slowly. But I at least understand the basics enough that I can kind of try to explain it myself. Explore 90% of rooms. Okay, so they've made it to where like, no matter what, we're gonna have to do a little bit of backtracking, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way now. Okay, so we have some scouting, right? So we see traps. Each member has a percentage of their trap disarm. So we're gonna make him do it because he has a 90% chance to do it successfully, and he did. It also provides stress relief. If he was to get hit by that particular trap, it probably would have just made him bleed. Oh, okay. You have something that makes you interact with this. It was good, so I can't be too mad at you. Although I am.
May we find victory.
You'll get sort of used to his little quips, the narrator. There's certain things he likes to say in certain scenarios. We're gonna try to bleed the big guy. That's really good. Enemies with a lot of health like that, if you can just get constant damage on them, that's good. We don't like ranged units, so we want to kill them at all costs. That might be a bleed skill. Nope. Oh, it was, but he just didn't land it. That's gonna hurt. Ooh, that's a great dodge. He debuffed himself using that as well. Sniper shot. So if we can get units that mark enemies, which we can mark with him actually, but if we can mark enemies, I think one fire just hit randomly. Random target. It's not incredibly accurate is the thing, right? It doesn't have a really high crit rate or something associated with it. Oh, you get like a lot of speed when you do it? Okay. For now, we're just gonna like hit him pretty hard. Rallying Flare. Okay, so Rallying Flare seems pretty good as well, but we're gonna try to snipe this guy. It didn't work. But hey, it ain't always gonna work. Let's get out a lot of damage on this guy. That's unfortunate. Wow! Good job, team. Coming up clutch here. We want the sniper dead. Goodbye, sir.
A faint hope blossoms.
Don't shank my healer. Wow! And the bleed. Yikes! Are you dead? You might be dead if you bleed. Yeah, you're dead. That's good. Can you hit this guy? You can't hit him with anything. So, get our torch up. Mark yourself, that's fine. Actually, we probably want you marked, so they'll leave alone our healer. The heal critted, which is nice. How much damage is that gonna do? Oh, it can't even hit him. Okay. Well, that makes our choice for us. This guy's human, right? So his bleed resist is never gonna be that high. We should take this time to get a couple heals off if we can. We should have patched you up as well. The game does punish you if you toy with your opponents, though. Eventually it'll be like reinforcements have arrived or something like that. So you can't just like stun lock this guy forever and get away with it. And we killed him with the stun anyway. We were gonna kind of try it there, but got some good stuff there. We're gonna. How much more bleed do you have? So you're gonna take 4 more total damage if we don't patch you. Fine, we'll patch you. Okay, so we got scouting. Probably not a high chance that happened there, but that's good. We know there's an obstacle there. We don't know what that means, but does that mean there's gonna be a shovel obstacle? Yeah. Kind of a scary town. We brought 3 shovels. Okay. We might be being a little liberal with our torches right now. We might want to slow that down a bit. Okay, you're not gonna force us to check it out, but you know what? Go ahead and do it again.
Ornaments, neatly ordered, lovingly.
Oh, okay.
admired.
He's gonna. Right. I mean that's what you get. You know what? No, we don't have anti-venom anyway, but you're gonna have to suffer through it. Okay, hunger check. So we had to use some of our food there, which is fine. But you just have to keep in mind what you have food-wise for when you camp specifically. So, let's think about this logically. we should go ahead and go to this room, because there's no combat, so they're not going to hurt us too bad. And it'll allow us to not go to this room later. You have our high disarm chance. Go ahead. Good work. Okay, nobody wants to steal some... Oh. You just went for it anyway? Okay. We have a full inventory here. So we're going to get to see a little bit of inventory management, probably, I would think. Where you get to see how we handle that. Or how I handle it. Okay, so now we have to backtrack. Another hunger check is a little scary that early. And enemies can repopulate these hallways, so they're not guaranteed to, but I would say there's a decent chance we encounter some form of enemy on our backtrack path here. We're taking more stress because I'm keeping the light lower, but it's mostly because I know these rooms already, so our... Wow! For perspective, there's some runs where you never get a hunger check like that. The fact that we've gotten 3 before halfway through this mission is terrifying. We might not get to use our camp effect. If we get hit by another hunger check anytime soon, like... we might just consider not camping. You can choose when you camp how much food to give them as well.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Okay, we know there's a trap. We know you are our best chance again. So really, Dismas here is doing a lot of our work right now. So we're back to where we started, right? Logically, you'd want to camp as late as you can. Okay, we want a torch ready for this fight. We saw it on the map. We knew it was coming. We didn't surprise them. You're a skeleton. Your bleed resist is out of control. We will not bleed you. So it makes more sense to try to bleed this guy. We got good damage out of it as well. Don't move our sniper up. You've moved our sniper up. Not only up, but to the front. How dare you? We want you gone. We're not gonna get that done, probably. Not with this weird